All right, normally I'd fix the lighting and everything, but this is what they're getting. I can't be bothered to fix my camera because Manchester United can't be bothered. That sums it up, doesn't it? Look, I was genuinely looking at that game thinking we've got an awful team out there, we're going to get smashed. Turns out, I don't think Arsenal played well at all. Let me fix this. Turns out, Arsenal didn't play well at all, did they? I don't think so. I don't think they played well at all. We could barely muster a single bloody shot, mate. We could barely muster a shot. And I don't care who's out there on the pitch. It's like Van Gaal football, mate. In fact, it's far worse than Van Gaal. That's a disservice to Van Gaal. At least Van Gaal, you thought we won the big games. With this manager, man, like you can sit there and say, look at the team. What the hell's he meant to do? It was so bad. It's been a while since I've actually got annoyed. And you might say, how can you be annoyed? You played arguably the best team in the league. You only lost 1-0 and you limited them. Well, because I just feel like the entire approach was so pathetic. So pathetic. It's like the in-game management is like Garnacho is having a horrific game and the wingers never ever provide to Rasmus. And then you saw Mark Goldbridge, he was tweeting, when are we going to buy some creative wingers? You don't have to buy creative wingers. I'll tell you, what you do is you say, hey Garnacho, I've noticed a trend in your game. You just run headfirst at the player and then do a cross with no aim, no nothing. Just spam across, regardless of the situation. Same for you, Rashford. Right, if any of you keep doing that, I'm going to sub you and you're not going to play until you start to create and think. He keeps doing it. All right, you sub him off. He don't play next game. Keeps doing it. You sub him off. You find somebody that will do that job. It's not rocket science. He's allowing Casemiro to. We lost the ball 3 times in the opening 20 minutes. Yeah, just gave the ball away. He's silent. He's not saying anything. He's just quiet on the touchline. Then Onana gives the ball away. It was the 4th time. So there was 3 from Casemiro, then Onana, and then Casemiro's jogging back. And he didn't even get blasted. There was no impetus, nothing fired up. And he sums up his in-game management. We just pathetically passed the ball around with no desire. You can see why we've got minus goal difference. And come the end of it, he's got so little brains, mate, that you're playing a team fighting for the title. They need to win, right? So you know they're going to wind down the last 5 to 10 minutes. At 86 minutes, he makes like 4 subs, takes the striker off, and then they time waste the game away and like manage the game, and they don't even get in. Like, you know they're going to waste it. So if you want those subs to come on and actually have an impact, they need 15 minutes at least. They need to be coming on at 65, 70, 75, right? Not, it was like 87 minutes. What's he doing? What's the point? Now, again, you can say, oh, the lineups, man. He had no chance. He's got a chance. You've got to ask, if Kambawala is fit, why is he not starting over Casemiro? Right? I just don't get it, mate. It really frustrated me because the impetus and the simple game plan is how you beat Arsenal every time. You just low block, keep it really defensively tight. They have to come out because they have to win. And there'll be a lot of pressure and they'll panic and you can hit them on the counter. And what did we do? The same way Tottenham did. Just give them a dead early goal and let them settle into it. At least Tottenham had some fight back. And you could see that there was a bit of panic in Arsenal against Tottenham. There was no panic with us. This was really an awful match. The stats will say 14 shots to 11. 2 shots on target to 5, but honestly, our shots were not even shots. I would say there was genuinely like 2 actual shots on goal. And yeah, actually, 2 on target, and then the rest of them were just complete. There was 1 on target from Anthony, which was a complete P roller, and another one. All the others were just like hammered at the goal, nowhere near on target. Didn't even work the goalkeeper. Their goalkeeper had 2 saves to make. That was it. The rest of them were just easy catches, just nothing. And this was a really, really, really awful, horrific game because these are the types of games that piss me off because the toxic fans will sit there and applaud. They'll applaud them when we lose 4-0. It's toxic positivity. And this bunch of players and even the manager, mate, they don't deserve it, bro. They don't deserve it. That game was pathetic. You're going to look at it and say, what do you mean it's 1-0 Arsenal? They're the best team in the league. Arsenal were not good, and we didn't activate any game plan, right? The impetus is on Arsenal to win the game. We handed it to them. And the way we handed it to him is 3 erratic passes that the manager or none of the other players called out. Then finally we get caught on the 4th time. And even then, when Onana's not tracking back, when Casemiro's not tracking back, I feel like Onana could come out and clean that guy out. Or the defender could come out and clean that guy out. And it was just so... it reminded me? It reminded me of Van Gaal era, like towards the end where there was just nothing happening. And... I really, really, really don't like the style of football. And you're going to say, how can you have a style of football with all those injuries? But you can. You can have more of a style of football than that. That was a joke. An absolute joke, mate. I can't handle watching another match, man. Like, just get to the cup final, lose the cup final, sack him. Mate, I just cannot be arsed. You're going to say, he deserves more time. Deserves more time under a new system. He's had 2 years, mate, and what has he done? What has he genuinely coached? Is it the players are trying to do some good style and they just can't? Is that what we're trying to see? I don't see that. I see a bunch of players just running around having no fucking idea what they're doing. His passiveness on the touchline annoys me to no end. And I don't like his press conferences. I don't like the way he communicates. I'll be honest with you. I think he signs Dutch players just so he can communicate in Dutch to them. That's my theory. How about that? Because he can't communicate in the press conferences. He can't communicate in the interviews. I have no idea what the bloke's even fucking trying to get across. I imagine instructions are difficult to get across, so he's just signing Dutch players. Yeah, that game really, really fucked me off. I'm not going to lie. I think Arsenal were there for the taking, even with the shit squad that we have. And he completely played the most pathetic anti-football ever. Not even good anti-football, not defensively strong, just fucking nothing football. That's what I describe it as. I'd describe his entire career at Man United as just fucking nothing football. It's not defensive. It's not attacking, it's not counter-attack, and it's not pressing. What is it? What does this man actually do, bro?